This is Donald Trump, America's most controversial and ruthless politician.
Well, we have some of the dumbest leaders in the world. We have losers.
Who's on the road to potentially become the next president of the United States of America. His bold stance on left-wing policies, women, woke culture, and gender issues has made him a polarizing figure. Some people love him.
He did a fantastic job. He came from nothing to something. And I think that's what he would do in a presidency.
And some hate him.
I've never seen anything like it. You know, I think Donald Trump is one of the most dangerous things in politics today.
But no one can ignore him. In this video, we'll explore some of his bold statements that normal politicians wouldn't dare to make. Let's dive into his first controversial statement. In a bold move that sent shockwaves through the political landscape, Donald Trump confidently stated,
Swing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth.
In just one sentence, Trump seems to have dismantled the entire left-wing gender ideology. He didn't stop there. Trump went on to outline his plans for this bill.
On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago.
Trump's bold statements aren't a new phenomenon. In a recent rally, Trump gave his unfiltered thoughts on woke culture.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. It's true. Look at what's happening.
Not long after, a voter asked Trump about addressing woke ideology in schools and the military.
My question was, when you become president again, what would the first thing you'll do to fix our current school system and even our current military that's only focusing on teaching woke gender ideology over learning the basics of life and history and protecting us?
Trump didn't disappoint his supporters.
With the military, we're ending woke immediately. You know, I ended woke, totally. And then they, in their first week, they reestablished it. It's crazy. They pay instructors hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It literally, I mean, literally, they want our military to be woke. And it's just not going to happen. We're going to take care of all of your needs very quickly, and I think it's going to happen very quickly. And one of the things we're doing, closing the border day one and starting drilling for oil. Okay? We're going to drill, baby, drill. Right?
After demolishing woke culture ideology, let's move on to Trump's encounter with a feminist, who tried to cancel him at his own conference.
Maybe you can prove me wrong, but I don't think that you're a friend to women.
I knew I shouldn't have picked her. I knew I shouldn't have picked her. All right, so let me give you that answer right now. I respect women.
Indirectly calling Trump a misogynist. But folks, it backfired spectacularly. Trump's reply was like a verbal knockout punch. Trump just schooled her, listing his history of empowering women in male-dominated fields.
I respect women incredibly. I have had women working for me in positions that they've never worked in terms of construction, in terms of so many different jobs. I had a woman who was in charge of the building of Trump Tower many years ago, before it was even thought, before anybody would have even thought of it, and did a fantastic job. I have given women more opportunity than I would say virtually anybody in the construction industry. I have a daughter named Ivanka and a wife named Melania who constantly want me to talk about women's health issues because they know how I feel about it, and they know how I feel about women. I respect women. I love women. I cherish women. You know, Hillary Clinton said he shouldn't cherish. Well, I said, I do cherish. I cherish women. My mother was one of the great people of the world, maybe the greatest ever, my mother. I respect women, and I'm going to take care of women. You know, Jeb Bush didn't want to fund women's health issues. You read that. You saw that. And then he took it back later. I will take care of women, and I have great respect for women, and I do cherish women.
But this feminist wasn't done yet. She pulled out the classic wage gap debate. Brace yourselves for Trump's mic drop moment. In just a few words, Trump dismantled the entire concept of a systemic wage gap, boiling it down to individual performance.
I want to get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job. You're going to make the same if you do as good a job, and I happen to be pro-life. Okay? I'm pro-life.
Love him or hate him, you've got to admit, the man knows how to make a point. Is this the kind of straight talk America needs? Or is it oversimplifying complex issues? What do you think? After demolishing the woke feminist, let's move to another controversial moment from Trump's rally where he drops a bold statement about trans athletes.
By the way, we should not allow men to play in women's sports. So crazy. See, it just shows you what these political geniuses, I have all these consultants, all these great... Sir, don't say that, it's very controversial. That's not written down anywhere, I just said this might be a good time. So, they said don't do it. And that gets the biggest hand of everything. Oh, it's crazy.
But it doesn't end there. Trump's got a story that'll make your jaw drop and show you why he's the real voice of the American people.
Story of the great swimmer, great female swimmer, wonderful woman, beautiful woman. She's been swimming for many years. She wants to break the world record. And she's at the pool and she wants to break it by 1/8 of a second. That's like fast. And she's gonna do it. She's getting ready and she looks down, she sees all people she's been competing with for years because they rise to the top, and she looks over here and she sees people, but then she looks and she, you know, they call this, they say this, she's somebody with a man's body. That's what they do, they call it. I said, you think it's okay to say that? That's actually the expression they're using. They'll change that soon, so I have to do it quickly, I have to say, because they're gonna change it. And you know the guy, he was named Female Athlete of the Year. Did you know that? It's true. He was just named female. We're not dealing with things that are so easy here, Newt. This is a difficult, crazy world. You'd almost say, is the world going crazy? Because 99% of the things I'm saying are common sense. But she looks over and sees her friends down there, and then she looks and this guy is massive. He's got a wingspan, he's got arms that are 30 feet long. And I always say, and she was seriously injured during the meet because he swam so fast that he gave her major wind burn as he went by. And she didn't break the record, but he broke the record that day. You know what the number was? 38 seconds. So she wanted to break it by 1/8 of a second, and he broke it by 38 seconds. Or the weightlifter, I think it was like 218 pounds. I know, that's a lot. I can't lift it. I don't know who can. Any of our ex-Trump people, they're all Trump people. Kevin's saying he can lift it. I don't know about that, Kevin, but that's a lot. 218 pounds, and she got over that weight, and she was going to break it. They put a 1/2 ounce here, little tiny ring on top of these big barbells, dumbbells. And they go, and she went like this. She got it break it. Stood for 11 years. And her mother and father are screaming, you got it. You got it, darling. I'm so proud of my girl. Well, she couldn't do it. And then this guy comes along. He's named Alice. And he looks at the weight. World record, world record. We could have put another couple of 100 pounds on. I think he would have lifted her. It's so disrespectful to women. And they say it's politically incorrect. It's so disrespectful to women.
Just when you think Trump's done, he switches from destroyer Trump to comedian Trump.
And I'll tell you what, if I were ever, I'd be the greatest women's basketball coach in history. Because I don't like LeBron James. I like Michael Jordan much better. But I'd go up to LeBron James, it doesn't matter. I'd say, LeBron, did you ever have any desire to be a woman? Because what I'd love you to do is star on my team that I'm building up. I will have the greatest team in history. They'll never lose. Nobody will come within 70 points of this team. Now we have to change that, and we have to make it okay to talk about it. You know, the young lady I was talking about is afraid to talk about it. She's shunned and she's canceled when she talks about it. This is crazy. Right, Kellyanne? I see my Kellyanne. We love Kellyanne.